Hi, I'm Marcy Soderquist with Compass. I've been a realtor 28 years. I love my job, I love to cook, and I really feel like good food and cooking goes together with houses, so I'm starting a little recipe video series of some of the most requested dishes that I make. So the first one is called a chocolate chip cake. This is using a vanilla cake mix just from a box with some chocolate chips added before you bake that sink to the bottom and kind of form an icing. First step is I use a Bundt pan, of which I have put in here not spray oil and flour, but spray oil and granulated sugar. This is something that I learned from Martha Stewart magazine a long time ago. I've always used it. It makes this lovely kind of crystallized crust on the outside of the cake, and everyone loves it, and you don't miss the frosting, which is even more sugar and even more butter and even more calories. Again, it's not a diet cake, but this is the reasoning behind some of the steps I'm taking. So what I have here is I've added the cake mix to this here. The extras that I add is I do add a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. I know it's already very sweet, but it just adds a little bit of extra something. I also add a teaspoon of vanilla, because why not? It's a vanilla cake. The other is, in my box, it said 3 eggs. So there go the 3 eggs. And I'm just gonna start blending it now. And I also, I always use melted butter. Even if the cake mix calls for oil, always use melted butter. If you're melting in the microwave, just be careful you put something over it so it doesn't splash all over the place. So there goes my melted butter. And then here's the other cool ingredient. I add about a 1/4 cup of either Courvoisier, or in this case, I'm just using triple sec. It adds a really kind of nice flavor to the cake that I think that everyone seems to not really know what it is. It's like the secret ingredient and no one knows. Then I'm adding enough in my measuring cup to create 3/4 of a cup of water, which is what the box called for. All right, so here we go. We are going to get this going here and mix this a bit. Okay, I think that's enough. And I'm gonna lift this here, and I will be putting this into, I'm gonna do this. And again, you just pour it, it'll all settle in. Now, then you take a cup of, I use mini chocolate chips. You can use regular ones. When I haven't had the minis, I've used the regular ones and it's worked fine. And then I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle it around the top here. It doesn't really matter how you do this. They're all gonna move around once they get going in the baking process. The cake is done. And what I do is I just kind of pull the Bundt pan kind of in and give the cake a little bit of breathing room here so that it loosens. And you can see that it's loosened from the pan. And then this is kind of a rather heavy marble cake plate, but it still is something I can just take it and flip it over, and there we are. So what you don't see any of the chocolate chips, but what happens when you cut into the cake, this is when it looks so yummy. So I'm gonna cut, it's still pretty warm, but it's actually delicious when it's still pretty warm. And so I'm going to put a cake plate here and pull this out. And then, whoops, you can see all the chocolate chips inside. Does that look good? It's great, honestly, so good. So there you have it. Again, I'm Marcy Soderquist with Compass. I've been a realtor for 28 years. I love cooking. I love my job. I love home, food, friends, gatherings. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try it. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.